What's up, Army? Welcome back to Redemption 46 Studios. I'm Nick.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Curtis.
You know the vibes. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all seen the picture. Stay alive. It's JK and Sugar New Joint.
Produced by Sugar.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all wanted this, so we definitely want to drop it on YouTube just to kind of show y'all some love so y'all can get something kind of as fast as we could give it to y'all. Mm-hmm. If you're not on the Patreon, y'all definitely should jump on there. It's a whole bunch of live performances. This is so many live performances for this month. The last Rise episode was super emotional, super crazy. Definitely want to check that out. There's some runs up and everything all on there. And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. It's probably your 15th video watching in a row. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, the like button, all that stuff to get put in the algorithm. Let's jump into Stay Alive, Army.
Sugar and JK. That might be like my marriage.
Already starting off, bro.
Like vocalists and rap.
Already starting off crazy.
Love to play this on the Criers joint. Oh, damn. So Suge just produced it.
And harmonized.
And harmonized?
Wow.
Something really wrong with me. I be putting music videos together in my head.
Right? No. I did the same thing. Because I was actually thinking about him like being in front of a mirror and him actually singing to himself. Because that's almost kind of what the vibe I got.
I would have him in the car with the rain going. And him racing to go like...
Oh, to make it in time to save whoever's life?
Yeah, Yeah, and then selfishly, we have a movie coming out called Criers, guys, too. Hope y'all show love when the trailers drop and everything, all like that. Self-plug-in. But I swear I was just like, I wish I could use this song inside there. I feel like it'll fit so much. It seems like this song has a lot of applications that it
when they're trying to get the
can
ring
fit in and stuff all like that and stuff like that. When who's trying to get the ring?
Yeah.
What ring?
Oh no, when they're trying to get to what was Dom's character name?
Oh, when they're trying to get to Rain.
Yeah.
Oh yes. For it's so many applications. I can plug that into like 5 or 6 different scenes. I was gonna say the Rain. They go to Mordor. If you know, you know. But yeah, y'all can go off. Y'all really this was a good joint. I thought I was gonna get a rap verse or something.
I
was waiting for it.
Was waiting for it too, especially because I mean, all right. Like, Suge is definitely my bias, but JK has my favorite vocals, and it was just like that marriage that I was like expecting. But what I will say is I was in no way disappointed at Suge.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
No.
What JK did on this track vocally, and you know, of course, you know, the harmonies in the back with Suge and everything too, and the production on the beat, I thought the beat was incredible as well. But I mean, this like, I mean, I had chills, like legitimately. Like this was so beautifully expressed, so much poetry in the lyrics, you know, so much heart, and pain in his voice too. Like that really blew me away.
Yeah, I told you stuff is really wrong. It was so many things clicking in my head. I was like, so if Sugar don't rap, but he produced and JK did it. Imagine if like Hope, Jimin, and Jay have a contemporary dance that they do for the dance practice for this. My mind was going so many ways. I'm like, I can't wait to hear the acoustic version of this too. It just was, it's wild because they're so talented that I feel like, I swear to God, I wouldn't be surprised if like they did this like, like just playing around overnight real quick and shit. It was just like, I got a beat, JK. I feel like you'd be cool on it. Like just.
Here's the concept.
Yeah, here goes the concept real quick. JK probably looked at it 3 times or something. Ironically. Cage is in his room going on. Please just stay alive.
Yeah.
This I gotta stop trying to shit on other groups. We're just be like things for them that may have just been kind of like let's just do something real quick, have fun. Army like it, you know what I mean? Might have really been like a successful 200 million view joint for somebody else, and it was just them, just like, let's show Army some love or something.
Yeah, we haven't, given anything in the world.
He said, damn, our album come out in a little bit. Let's do something nice or something. Just, drop something real quick.
This might be legit one of my favorite B-sides I've heard.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not a prisoner of the moment type person, so I'll give you that.
I'm not usually.
Ever?
Mind you, my expectations were at least to get a Suge verse. So with that being said, and the fact I'm still saying this because of how powerful JK shined in this.
Okay, this is, what? I can relate because this sounds like the permission to dance battle caveat that I kind of gave. I was expecting it to get blown, but it didn't. Yeah. So because it didn't, it's up there.
I don't know. Like this felt, it definitely felt like it took me someplace, just, the subject matter, how powerful JK's vocals are and everything like that. The beat, how amazing the beat was to lay that groundwork for you to be able to tell this story. But like, I'm sure there's so many applications of it, obviously, if you want to look at the mental health side of things.
I was going to say, I could see this in a suicide prevention hotline video.
Yeah, and it could be one of those self-love things as far as like I'm telling my inner self to stay alive or I'm telling to push myself
which is why when I
the
said
mirror
the video
and
like
everything
the mirror,
like that. But I also interpreted it as almost like a friend or an acquaintance or a lover or anything like that. Just someone that like, listen, I hated myself. Whatever I was going through, you saved me. And it's just like, please, like, you be okay. Like, if you're okay, then I have that light in my life.
Actually, I think it is both because in one he's talking about I'm in a room with blood stained, and in the other verse he's talking about you.
That's what I mean. And maybe like I was in that place for myself. I'm trying to give myself that hope. Stay alive. You stay alive. Keep going.
So I have a question, and maybe you might have picked this up on this where I didn't. He says the one word is just that one word. What's the one word?
Miracle.
Miracle. So the miracle is the one word. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
because he kept using it like.
But he said the one word will come like a miracle, but he never said it was a miracle. I thought maybe the word would have been love, or the word could have been army, or I guess whatever word you could shoe in there that would bring hope to the situation.
I mean, maybe hope. I definitely admit I'm pretty much on cloud 9 with the song right now, so I would have to like really kind of.
Like, it doesn't matter. The fucking song is great. It doesn't matter what the word is.
No, it does. Yeah. It's just, I feel like it's important to be able to read into all those multiple meanings.
And it's crazy too, because sometimes, how can I word this? Because I don't want to come at like some army. They'll sometimes people in army, unless you told me RM and them directly talked about a song, I feel like some songs are very much left into interpretations. So at least what I gathered from when he had like at least 2 different verses, like you said, the whole stay alive aspect, the first verse very much sounds like he was talking about like just yourself. And like you said, mental issues, it could be health related, anything. Just please stay alive or whatever. He talked about fighting the darkness and everything on like the first verse and everything too. I forget if it was the second or the third. It definitely was a lot more use in there. Like, like they were talking about another party. But I like that layering with the interpretation. I could just be talking about myself. I could be talking about a significant other.
It could even be like, and again, we tie this to the music video, just visual, kind of minds and everything, but as filmmakers and all. Damn. But just even if it's your future self talking to your younger self, and it's just like the younger self wanting the dreams, and then the older self having the dreams, saying, listen, I know you're struggling in this moment, but just if you keep going, like, it just, there's so many interpretations of it, but it, like, and I'm not even gonna lie, just, being so invested in their journey and everything we've gone through, just seeing them go through, lack of a better term, all their blood, sweat, and tears, everything like that. It does kind of, like, you feel it a lot more emotionally when they do pour their hearts out, because it's like you feel like they're the ones going through that pain, even though they could just be using their voices as an outlet to express a larger theme. But even imagining them like in those hard places, kind of like talking about those things, it definitely like strikes a chord.
That shit is so crazy, yo. He literally could be talking to himself.
Right,
like,
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yo,
literally could
when
be
you talking about video in
himself.
the head, like the first verse could be him looking in the mirror before the act actually goes down. The second verse or the prelude to the second verse could be either taking the pills or slitting the wrist. And then him standing over himself, singing to him. And in the third part, he could be him singing to himself while in the ambulance, stay alive.
Because that whole third part is definitely more like,
it sounds self-reflective.
Like it could be there.
And
but like I said, I could take it another level and just he's talking about somebody.
So no matter what, I can't escape this fate, but I need you to stay alive.
In a weird way, too. Like,
this could be crazy.
It kind of hit me on a nerve, just like if it was like a relationship aspect, like if like you kind of expose some of your wounds to someone, and it's like I was going through something. Now you are my light. I cling to you or whatever, and then it's like
Are you looking up the meaning of the song?
Yeah, I do want some.
And it's like, please, like.
We've already gave our examples. We broke the shit down out of this song. Are we allowed to look now to see? Now we can look at our answer, God.
But like, if you're the one who is like now clinging to someone like outside of yourself, and it's just like, please, like, listen, like, I'm not going to be okay if you're not okay, kind of thing. Or I place like that identity of myself.
You know what?
In you.
You know what? This could also be. And it's one of my favorite themes when they do it this way. This could be head and heart.
Yeah.
So this could be the head telling the heart, stay alive because you're heartbroken. And, sometimes when people get their heart broken, they turn that shit off.
You're at war within yourself.
Right. You turn it off.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, we talking about those emotional barriers, those walls that we put up. And, when you strip them away and you allow yourself to be vulnerable, if anything kind of hits you and hurts you, those walls are going to go up 2, 3, 10 times as much. And then it's even harder to strip away. So you becoming hardened in your pain, like, and then having like that kind of thing with the mind of like, listen, like, it's just
two things happen. You either leave yourself super exposed, or you build your walls up super crazy.
And it's such a hard line to strike, at least, just relating this to me personally. I always try to fight the war against apathy. Because I feel like that's when you lose the essential, what it means to be human, expressing, anything like that. So it's just, even that war of apathy to empathy, like, it's just, how, I don't understand how their B-sides have so much, like,
depth.
This blew me away, really.
Yeah. So it says Suga and Jungkook step out on their own on dramatic. Stop saying I'm cheating. I'm just really giving facts. Or you got the comments to tell you.
Yeah, I'm sure Army will drop a little paragraph for us.
Yeah, they give a new ballad, Stay Alive, which appears on the official soundtrack to the original webtoon from Hive, Seven Fates CHAKHO. The song, produced by Suga with vocals by Jungkook, is a part of an unfolding storyline of an animated webcomic, which follows the group's 7 members on their mission to avenge their loved ones. The urban fantasy story is described as a reinterpretation of Kunsei Gapse, the story of a legendary group of tiger hunters from the Joseon dynasty. According to the statement from Hive, the new song is a nod to the characters in the story as they try to survive in a vicious world, with the lyrics exploring an isolated boy's earnest heart and message to himself and friends who he meets in this vicious world. Hob also nodded that the sweeping pop tune has
apathy versus empathy.
Has a dreamy sublime energy that complements the storyline, the atmosphere of the urban fantasy story. It's all pretty much that. Like,
so we hit it.
Yeah, that's why I said it was nothing to check. I already knew we were shooting from the field. It's not a Ben Simmons situation.
Even like, I love how we talk about everything that they do. Their 24 hours and all. Mm-hmm. We didn't even touch on the webtoon stuff, man. That's just a whole other avenue that they're engaging with, but yet you can take something from it, and relate it to other things. So, this track was really, really beautiful.
Yeah, this was a good joint. It's crazy because it seemed like we just did all like the J-Hope stuff, and that kind of already was just kind of like
you get wowed by everyone.
Then it's just like it's just like getting wild back and shit. J.K. done took some of the night was fire too.
He was like, "You using all that fire? No, you're not using all that fire.
Also,
let me get some of that."
Shout out to Suge too.
The
production behind this is crazy, and it's wild too because we haven't really reacted to that before. I used to have seen Suga playing with beats and doing everything, so I already knew he made beats and does everything too. The level of production that they're getting at too, because like I said, even Hope doing the production shit,
bruh,
blew me away.
That blue, I gotta listen to that.
Oh yeah, the blue joint. I forgot.
Another side point too, just in relevant, like when you have all those vocalists who can put, like, imagine what every vocalist had the talent to put on this beat or to put into this subject matter or to put into those tunes.
I can imagine.
It's just,
even if Jimin just gave background vocals.
But that's what I mean. It's like, and the fact that this is all JK, and it's like, I love when all of them eat, and I love when all of them have moments to shine, truly for themselves and everything. Like, it's just,
It's just crazy.
Those decisions, I guess, that happen behind closed doors of like, okay, we have this property, we're gonna do this, we're trying to tie it in the the webtoons and all, and it's just like JK, go off. Or if it's JK in turn, like kind of like, yo, I have something I can really bring to this. Let's see what you got. I mean, just however that process works out, it's just they always consistently put out such heartfelt, beautiful, messages, and I just I'm blown away by this. Really.
I was thinking about the other part of it, the production part of it. So Sugar's been producing since before he was in the underground or whatever. How much would his style, or how much would he be lacking in his bag of tools if he never became an idol? I know he got so much shit for it. We've seen the videos. It was bad. It was well past disrespectful. I don't care in whose culture. That's he well crossed the line. In his conversation with I forgot the dude's name. Like it was Be Free. Be Free. There we go. It was Suga and RM, but.
And I think what's worse too, cut your bro, was even if he didn't cross the line, I think to me it was like him talking to kids at the time. I think was where, because if he was having that conversation with another adult in the K world or something like that, then I don't know. It's definitely one of the moments too. I'm gonna let you jump back into your point where I kind of respected them even more because I told you and just for being able to pop your shit on track. Sugar shit looked like he might want to join him right there.
He was like, and then RM kind of stepped, but all that to say, like, I don't know if that Sugar would have been able to give this type of beat or production. He might have been too locked into
your trials and tribulations,
or just too locked into his genre of underground and not wanting to break that that box that he would have put himself in.
Yo,
well, even well, no, you can.
I was about to say, so like one of my favorite artists of all time is like Drake, and it'd be situations where you want to be a rapper, or you want to be an artist. Mm-hmm. You want to be a singer, or do you want to be an artist? Sometimes when you transcend those genres, you no longer just are a rapper, singer, vocalist, dancer, or anything else. You're an artist, and it's just like you kind of can do everything. I don't know what his path would have been if he didn't follow like everything that was going on in BTS. But what I can say now is me personally, I'm not sure if he'd be the artist that he is today. He may have been, a better rapper than he is today, or maybe something else would have like clicked for him. Also,
it's a double-edged sword.
Also, too, to keep the energy. Just let me get this out. I don't know if I was in SK, me personally, from what I see, and maybe I'm ignorant, that just the straight rap route is the route that you want to take if you want global success and want your music to be heard by everyone. And I know some artists may not care about that. They may just care more about the music than anything else. Quote unquote, care about the craft. I feel like sometimes that's a crack of shit because you can do both things. They have billion view videos. I was sitting here talking about DNA with you, and I was like, yo, I'm not going to cap. When I read the lyrics to DNA is kind of one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. Just lyric-wise, everything sounds like poetry on there. And I'm just probably going to die on that hill or whatever.
No, that's a great hill to die on. That's a safe fucking hill.
Like, that DNA track, when and it hit me like a month ago. I'm sitting here bopping. I'm really, like, going through the lyrics again. I'm just like, bro, this song is fucking poetry. And some people might just hear it and it's just like kind of like a throwaway joint. All that to say that like they've hit the level of I'm doing the music that I want to do. I'm telling stories. I'm giving you myself, and I'm touching billions of people doing it, which is an aberration because everybody can't do that. But it's just like I would hope SUGA never in life thinks like, well, what would have happened if you did the right fucking thing?
You did the right thing.
You did the right thing, bro. I don't think it's no other way to segue it. But I get your question. The whole
the whole thing. What I was gonna say with the double-edged sword thing, just real quick, was basically, and I feel like just as a creative, you're always gonna wonder about the path you didn't go by, or if this element had changed, or if I had done this sooner, later. It just
like if I had kept stripping in high school.
Yeah, mental gymnastics, right? But basically, the double-edged sword thing that I was saying is, when you're in that kind of mentality, and it's just like it eats away at you. Like, I know there have been interviews and things of that nature. I don't check specifically for it, just because I try to keep everything as engaged with you guys, like as far as when we do the rises and stuff like that. But I know plenty of comments had basically said about Suge where he can no longer rap angry. And he raps so good when he's angry that it's just basically like feeling that pain all the time and putting that on the page. It sticks with you. You know what I mean? And you're hurting yourself in the long run mentally, and then further exacerbating your depression or any other things, because you're ripping open these wounds constantly and you're not
keep coming back to it.
Yeah, and
it's kind of like what we were talking about before, but only
the sad thing is you get that glorification where it's like, man, that was the best verse, and then you're just kind of like, well, that was my best, and that's a side of pain. Or I just imagine it would be easier to allow your mind to slip down those paths, and it's just just seeing the journey all of them have gone on. It's just really fulfilling to see them happy in the art they're creating, while also resonating with so many people.
But to be honest,
I still feel like they're so young.
They
like,
are.
They are.
It's just even Jen, like I said, 30 years old. That's not old to me at all. Like that's just, especially with music.
40's old.
And what you're doing, that's not even old in music.
Old.
Man, Jay-Z and them still dropping and doing whatever he feels like.
It's old.
It's you was as old as you feel.
I feel old.
Well, we gonna keep the energy when Big Bang about to have they come back, and we we've done the Rain stuff already, and even the CL stuff and everything. People be in their comments telling us watch our damn mouth. It's like 30's old. It's just like
I forgot my original point, but and I think I forgot my secondary point.
You gonna rewatch like motherfucker?
No, but what were you saying? What was the last part?
I was saying the double-edged sword thing with Suga, how he had to rip open old wounds, go through that pain.
But you said that sometimes that's your best work.
Yes.
And the tragic part is because everybody can relate to pain, but not everybody can relate to pleasure. Not everybody can relate to the prosperity. Not everybody can relate to feeling good and being good. And not to be controversial, but why do you think that most preachers never really talk about hell anymore? They only talk about the prosperity. They're called prosperity preachers. They only talk about the good part. They only talk about the happiness. They only talk about...
No, I want to hear that damnation.
Right. But they don't tell you about the damnation. They don't talk about the down part.
It's not as well-versed in the culture as I would like to be, but I think that's kind of also something that plays on the whole yin-yang. Like, there's going to be... a little bit of darkness in the light, and there's also going to be a little bit of light through your darkness, and just kind of seeing those for what they are holistically, taking a step back and allowing yourself to kind of take the situation for
But a lot of people won't relate to the light.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people,
Think
there
about
is
it
no
with
light.
Characters in film, though. I mean, you don't like to see perfect characters.
No, very, very true. You don't like to see perfect characters, but everybody wants to go to a movie for escape, which is why certain movies that have not so happy endings, well, not to spoil anything, but if you haven't seen it by now, then you out of luck. Like The Last Matrix. Say what you want about the actual movie, but people had an issue really with the ending because it wasn't a happily ever after. Trinity died, Neo died. Like, in the mind of people, I didn't come here for this shit. I came here to be
Sometimes people
happy.
don't want realism.
Right,
So
they
it's just
don't.
like you said, in real life, people die and things happen. No, sometimes I want the story to cut before all that, where it's just like I can paint my own image of what happened and everything.
Disney movies. Those real fairy tales that they base them off are dark. They're horrible. What was it? Sleeping Beauty got raped when she in her sleep, or the same thing with Snow White. Like the dwarves were having fun. You know what I mean? Like some of those things are horrible. Like they're bad. They're happily Into the Woods. We're really off the reservation now, but Into the Woods kind of touches on the ever after, after the happily ever after, and a lot of those movies like, no, we're not showing that cut. You know what I mean? And it's not the full story. It's not everything, but people don't want to hear everything. They want to hear the princess, the prince, happily ever after, drive off in the sunset in the carriage. Cool. That's not everything.
And could I just say one last thing about this?
Please.
Just lastly, we had been on such a journey just checking out old songs, and the last thing I was just going to say is basically when you hear that they, like you hear, a lot of the Army or fans like, this was a song that got me through something. And this had basically just dropped, from my knowledge. I can just imagine how many people are going through something right now that are going to hear this, and years from now, that was the song that really
pulled me off the ledge.
100%.
Pulled me off the ledge. And like I said before, like there are certain songs that are out there that are like this, but if they're not in the genre that you frequent or listen to, you would never know. And
the support of Army pushing these things,
and
that
really
helps.
And it's crazy to think that there's a song that could have saved your life, that you didn't have to take those pills, or you didn't have to slit your wrist, but just because you didn't, not you didn't, but because you weren't in the know of a certain genre of type of music, it never reached your ears, and it never affected your life the way it probably could have and should have had you listened to it.
Yeah, look how big Logic's song was when they did drop that. I've been on the law, I've been waiting.
And people can say what they want, but the fact that it hit mainstream and everybody got a chance to hear it, and everybody got a chance to hear that message, is crazy. Like my IG
might have saved thousands of lives.
Right, like my IG used to be like super crazy. Like I must have been flagged 30 times just for shit I'd post. But twice a year, every year, suicide hotline would have to be on my page. Just because there are people who are going through it. I know myself, I was going through it, and just being an asshole sometimes is my release. And I don't know if I'm too scared or too vain. That was always the question. So I always put the question, who's the scared person? Who's the real coward? The man who commits suicide or the man who steps off the ledge? That was a self-reflection quote. Because there are times where I wanted to toe the ledge, but I couldn't do it. So was I a coward for wanting to jump, or was I a coward for stepping off? And I would ask that to other people, kind of like who danced the devil with the like kind of just like, I'll let you guys decide where I fit into that, because I can't.
I'm not God, I can't judge.
Right.
So it's just, but I feel you on the question. It's just one of those situations where I'm kind of with BTS, stay alive, like fight the fight. That's just so personal. Like you said, with the whole, like, were you a coward? I don't know what the situation was, because sometimes, I'm not going to say if someone, like, off themselves or something like that, you understand. But, like, when like, it's certain situations where I definitely get it. I've had situations where my folks are in a hospice, or just, kind of situations, I'm not going to touch too deep on it, but just situations where someone's in so much pain. It's okay. Like, you've done enough fighting,
right?
To, you know what I mean,
fight is over.
To do everything that you fought the fight and just kind of end it. But I was very ignorant to situations before where I would just vainly just be almost just like, don't be a coward, don't kill yourself, But I think when people talk like that, it's really a slap in the face to millions of people who are going through certain things that you never understand, and some things that you just can't speak on. So now with mental health, I'm very much more like, just I can't speak on certain situations unless, like, I'm having a conversation.
Right.
But that's a very, like, I like that quote, the whole "am I a coward for jumping off, or am I vain fool?" It was dope. We probably been rapping.
Rapping.
The impact of the art, though.
Yeah. Nah, this was a good joint. Definitely want to have a conversation.
Yeah, we really gonna start charging y'all for therapy sessions, bro.
Yeah, this is a therapy session. Like, comment. If, like I said, you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell,
this
the
is on
notifications and everything like that.
That's too deep ones we didn't get.
Yeah, jump on the Patreon. Like I said, if you want another therapy session, go jump on that Rise episode.
Oh man,
and then just and then just all the live performances. This has been one of my funnest BTS months, if I'm being honest with you.
Just even I think there was a lot of breakthrough as far as the music and how we view the music, and also our opinions. And I feel kind of, I'll be completely honest, I feel kind of weird about stuff like this going to YouTube, because sometimes people in the comments, they don't give a shit. They say what they want to say, and they're not very.
It comes back to that opening, like,
right? They want us to be respectful, but they're like, we're being vulnerable out here, and sometimes people will poke.
Yeah, like, imagine you sitting up here just like, like, I had suicidal thoughts, I'm going through depression. They'd be like, that's cool, bro.
We'll do a flip,
react to MCT, and you just be like, damn, bro, like, I feel you, like, I'm dying inside.
We'll get there. We'll get there, but this is not the time nor the place.
Yeah, so like I said, we understand that some people can't get on the Patreon. If you can get on there, you're gonna want to. It's such a beautiful small community that we have in there for the BTS stuff. People who are on YouTube, I will do my best to make sure that you guys get exclusive, decent content. Do not treat these color-coded videos like they're not the real reactions. We're pouring our heart and souls out to you guys, and want the communication back. I talk to you in the comments.
Yeah, we don't half-ass anything.
So just jump in the comments. Let's have a conversation. It's a fucking banger. Army, we love you guys to death. We're gonna holler at y'all. Boy, hey.
Love you. Take care. Stay alive.